Hey Jay, speaking of movies, do you know what month it is?
If it's a quiet night out at the beach and your ex-old lady suddenly out of nowhere shows up with a story about her current billionaire land developer boyfriend and his wife and her boyfriend and a plot to kidnap the billionaire and throw him in a loony bin,
I need your help, Doc.
maybe you should just look the other way.
Inherent Vice is the latest film from acclaimed filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson. It stars Joaquin Phoenix as a hippie private investigator in Los Angeles, trying to solve the mystery of what this film's plot is.
You're the perfect hunting machine. Fearless. Relentless. You've been searching for one thing your whole life. And she's down there.
Jupiter Ascending is the newest film from the Wachowskis, the siblings that brought you such hit films as The Matrix and let me tell you, only the Wachowskis could take such a perfect idea like mixing the harvesting of the human race with Cinderella and fuck it up so badly. Jupiter Ascending stars Channing Tatum as Strange Magic Mike, a half-man, half-werewolf with wings who has rocket boots and a Gungan electro shield. Mila Kunis reprises her role from Ted as a girl who says dialogue terribly and looks like she has no idea what's going on. Together, a bunch of cartoon aliens, giant winged lizards, robots, and men who whisper want Kunis to sign contracts, or to marry them, or to do something so that someone can turn the human race into genetic goo so that they can fill up their fountains of youth for rich, aristocratic white people.
The deployment of the planet's first robotic police units became the focus of the world in 2016.
Drop your weapons, you're under arrest.
Vincent Moore is a former soldier.
The problem with artificial intelligence is it's way too unpredictable.
The Scout's creator, Dion Wilson, sees a rich future.
What interests me is a machine that can think and feel.
Chappie is the latest film from Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9. His previous film was Elysium, from the director of District 9. His next film is Alien 5, from the director of District 9. Do you remember District 9? Do you remember how good that movie was?
District 9?
Chappie follows the adventures of a lovable robotic police officer that's implanted with artificial intelligence. He learns what it means to be human by watching cartoons and violently pummeling people within an inch of their life. Hugh Jackman plays a bad guy that builds a bigger, bulkier robot because the movie needs a climax. Sigourney Weaver is also in the film to deliver lines.
Daydream about being old enough to go on dates. I had this image of myself holding hands with a really cute guy, driving along some pretty road. It's never about going anywhere, really. Just having some sort of freedom, I guess.
It Follows is a new horror film from Robert David Mitchell. Or David Robert Mitchell?
David Robert Mitchell.
A guy who directed something else. The film takes place in Detroit, and if that's not scary enough, if you're a teen who has premarital sex, an invisible person that only you can see will slowly walk towards you. Sound scary? Believe it or not, it was.
James Wan directs his scariest film yet, The Fast and the Furious 7, or as it's also known, Furious 7. In this probably not last installment, the gang is all back to fight some group that wants to get a device that can see everyone's phones or something. Jason Statham is another bad guy who wants revenge on our heroes for injuring his brother. An event I can only assume happened in the last film, since I haven't seen any of these films. Vin Diesel's house explodes, and then a lot of action happens. Then the movie ends.
Unfriended is a new Skype and Facebook-themed horror movie, not to be confused with the recent Twitter-themed horror movie It Follows. In Unfriended, 5 or 6 teens all meet on Skype to be horrible people on the anniversary of their friend's suicide. A suicide they caused by cyberbullying her after they posted a video of her shitting herself while drunk.
Come on, people, we've all been there.
Eventually, through computer hijinks, every character dies. Oh, spoilers.
Kevin James continues to astonish audiences in his new film, Paul Blart Mall Blarp 2. And no, it's not his comedic skills or his writing, it's his ability to continue to be the most shameless, embarrassing sellout who's ever lived. In Paul Blart Mall Blarp 2, we learn that Sony has their own Apple iWatch. We also learn that the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas has a great-looking pool area, nice restaurants, a very helpful staff, and a fantastic-looking stage show called La Rêve. They also have a world-class art collection that no one seems to care much about, that criminals can easily steal with cheap plastic gadgets from Sharper Image. Oh yeah, and Paul Blart falls down a lot, and his 45-year-old hairdresser daughter gets kidnapped by the guy from Star Trek First Contact. The film carries on in the Adam Sandler tradition of social class mocking, homophobia, racism, and stupidity, but in a much more PG manner.
I was designed to save the world. People will look to the sky and see hope. I'll take that from them first.
The 2015 summer movie season kicks off with Disney's Marvel's The Avengers 2: Age of Ultron. That's right, man-children. It's that time of every other year when the Avengers assemble to fight something, smash buildings, and learn the important lesson of teamwork. In this second film, Iron Man makes an AI crazy person called Ultron. Ultron wants to kill all life on planet Earth. His counterpart is a man with red skin who lives in a metal box. His name is the Seer, or the Watcher, or the Knower, or something. He shoots at Ultron with a laser crystal on his forehead, and other characters have some development. The film ends eventually.
In this wasteland, I am the one who runs from both the living and the dead. A man reduced to a single instinct. Survive.
Tom Brady stars as Mad Max in the director of Happy Feet's new film, Mad Max: Fury Road. Oh, did I say Tom Brady? I meant Tom Hardy. If it was Tom Brady, that road warrior wouldn't have enough air in his tires. In this new film, Mad Max sort of helps a bunch of women escape from a white Darth Vader. Watch this movie. Or you could watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Watch something. Forget Disney's Marvel's The Avengers 2. This summer movie season has officially begun with Jurassic World. From the director of Safety Not Guaranteed, you know who I'm talking about, America's sweetheart, Colin Trevorrow.
Smile, though your heart is aching.
In Jurassic World, Chris Pratt plays a genetically modified super soldier who has been sent in with a team of Navy SEALs to fight a group of cyborg T-Rexes. Soon the SEAL team finds out that a group of raptors, led by a raptor named Ivan, who has the human brain of an ex-Soviet spy, have taken over the White House. So in a daring move, the Navy SEAL team, led by Pratt's character Owen Thunderguns, must convince a group of T-Rexes to come back with them to Washington to fight the raptors and save America. Owen must also learn to reconnect with his distant son and fall back in love with his estranged wife, who works in the White House. Terminator fans rejoice. Arnold is back in the iconic role that made him famous, the Terminator. Oh wait, I guess he was also back in Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. So he's back, again. Wow, he really meant it when he said, "I'll be getting divorced for fucking my elderly Puerto Rican cleaning lady." In this new film, Arnold plays old Terminator, who was sent back in time to protect a 9-year-old Sarah Connor for some reason. But not before the other Terminator was sent back in time. But not before Kyle Reese, a Chinese T-1000, and a dog named Einstein were also sent back in time. In this alternate timeline, Sarah Connor, played by someone terrible, is driving around with guns her whole life, waiting for action scenes to happen. Then Kyle Reese shows up, and together everyone pointlessly shoots guns at a guy who's made of some kind of digital metal or something.
Ant-Man is the latest Marvel movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from Marvel Films. It stars Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, a Marvel superhero ripped right from the pages of a Marvel comic book. In the Marvel film, Ant-Man is hired by a former Ant-Man to break into a building to steal a bad Ant-Man suit, which will most definitely not eventually be worn by an evil businessman. Original director Edgar Wright left the project when Marvel wanted to stifle his creativity and create connections within the film to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was replaced by Peyton Reed, who ironically directed a film called Yes Man.
In 1982, NASA launched a time capsule into space containing examples of our life and culture in hopes of contacting extraterrestrial life. Unfortunately, the message was taken the wrong way.
Well, I'm glad we all went to the movies together. I hope our time here together doesn't end in horrific violence.
What is Pixels about?
Pixels is the new Adam Sandler comedy, Adam Sandler film.
Starring Adam Sandler.
And Kevin James, and some lady, and Peter Dinklage.
Her name's Michelle Moynihan.
Michelle Moynihan and Josh Gad. And everyone phones in their performance except for Brian Cox, who somehow is a professional still. Director Josh Tank brings us a new sci-fi horror film called Fantastic Four. In this new reboot from Nightmare World Films, I mean Marvel, Miles Teller stars as Stretch Armstrong, a man made of rubber for no reason at all. And as a kid, he starts building a teleportation machine for no reason at all. Then as a slightly older kid, he builds a bigger teleportation machine, and all of his friends get turned into superheroes on a planet in another dimension by glowing green ooze. What's the secret of the ooze? Only Vanilla Ice knows, because he wrote the scripts. Nima Nurazada, director of such classic films as Project X. No, not that Project X. This Project X.
What the fuck? Why do you have a boner?
I don't. It's just my underwear sitting funny.
I talk shit for insane.
Brings us a film starring Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart. No, not Adventureland. American Ultra. In this film, Eisenberg plays a stoner who is a secret CIA sleeper agent living in a podunk town in West Virginia. For no reason at all, Topher Grace, who plays a newly appointed CIA hotshot guy, wants to have him eliminated. I think deep down it's because he's secretly in love with Kristen Stewart. who is also a secret agent pretending to be Eisenberg's girlfriend. Oh, spoilers. Check it out, the film! Two irritating kids go and spend a week at their grandparents' house while their white trash mom goes on a cruise with some guy who has a hairy chest, loves short stack pancakes, and is rapidly gaining weight. Who would have thought a Walmart sales associate on the largest cruise ship in the world getting drilled by some hairy guy?
I will destroy you with my turbo glove, the ultimate weapon against the robot threat. But to be a true hero, you'll have to save your girlfriend.
Hey, what's that in your hand?
It's a comic book.
What's it about?
It's about Turbo Rider.
That's rad.
Tell us all about Turbo Kid, to the uninitiated.
Turbo Kid takes place in the post-apocalyptic future of 1997. It's done in the style as if it was made in the 80s, takes place in the future, so 1997 is the far distant future. And it's about a kid who's a Turbo Kid. And he befriends a girl, and they go on a little adventure, and they have to defeat Michael Ironside, who looks just like Dennis Hopper in Waterworld.
How's the weather?
It's good.
I wish I was with you.
We'll all go climbing together next time, the three of us. What about your wife?
Oh, she's been fine with it ever since we divorced.
Good morning, people!
If it isn't the mayor of base camp, sit down, man. Climatize.
Jamaican-born director Balthasar Kormaker brings us the true-life story of a bunch of climbers who got stuck up on Mount Everest, and some of them died.
You're not built for this. These boys coming here, they gotta fight for life. People die in the ring. Your daddy died in the ring. I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Creed stars Michael B. Jordan as Adonis Creed, illegitimate son of the late Apollo Creed. In the film, Adonis begins a journey to follow in his dad's footsteps of becoming the best at getting repeatedly punched in the face, while also wanting to step out of his dad's shadow and become his own man that gets repeatedly punched in the face. To accomplish his goals, he seeks the guidance of Rocky Balboa, who trains Adonis using his wisdom of also getting repeatedly punched in the face.
Igor, you and I shall be at the very heart of a scientific enterprise that will change the world. We shall create a life out of death. It's alive.
Victor Frankenstein stars Harry Potter, Professor Xavier, and another character from a movie that's an actor who's also in this. The film is a retelling of the classic Mary Shelley novel Frankenstein. This time, the story is told from the perspective of Igor, a character that is not in the classic Mary Shelley novel Frankenstein. The film shows the budding friendship between Igor and Dr. Frankenstein as they collaborate and make plans to reanimate dead tissue. They finally reanimate the monster in the last 10 minutes of the film. You know, the part of the story that's actually interesting.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling.
Merry Christmas! Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This is delicious, honey.
This is a little dry.
Well, mine's delicious.
Mine's dry.
Do you want to trade?
Krampus is the story of Max, a young boy that looks just like the other Max from that classic film, How I Saved the President. In this film, Max accidentally unleashes the demonic spirit Krampus onto his dysfunctional family on Christmas Eve. Who is Krampus, you ask? Why, he's the star of endless direct-to-video garbage films.
Who are you?
I'm no one.
Fuck you, it's January!